Hi, I'm Lennart Lundh, reading for you from just outside Chicago over in the U.S. My offering today is a group of love poems and not-so-love poems. And in keeping with my reputation here in the Chicago poetry community, I'm going to let you decide which ones. I'm not even going to give you a hint. Running errands. John and Marcia sit in their car, trying to decide where to go for lunch. It's Sunday, so hot dogs are out, unless you want to go to the other side of town, he says. Reaching into her purse, she pulls out some coupons. Not necessarily. We've got Billy's Club, Dharma Buns, and gyros over at Kismet. Or we can always... And she begins to rummage through her purse. John waits on the edge of the incomplete sentence. The sounds of traffic from the highway flow through the windows. The rumble of a passing semi and the muted wail of distant sirens, marking the low and high ranges. Someone honks their car's horn as soon as the light turns green, hurrying to get somewhere far less important than they imagine. Marcia stops rummaging, but the pause continues. A clattering shopping cart from the fabric store across the lot strikes a discordant percussion beat, then halts in a metallic crash of cart against cart in the corral. They've been married for 42 years, 3 children and 6 grandchildren. The pauses come more frequently these days, with both of them contributing their share. He reaches to touch the back of her hand with his, and in the eye blink before Marcia resumes her sentence, John's heart smiles as he thinks how lucky he is to have her. That day in Jacksonville. The photograph is black and white, yellowed at the life-dogged edges. This was before we were happily married, after we hesitantly became lovers, and my memory of that cardigan you wore, the plaid skirt I envied its closeness, is sharper than forgetting their colors, but never as clear as remembering you. I think both were green, and your shoes were brown. Your legs were tanned and beautifully bare. 60 dozen roses. I waited for you to return from work to see how I arranged them, how carefully, on everything in the room, even the carpet, but not the bed. Knowing how I feel for you, that I waited for this moment, how could you reject my offering? I've been counting the petals as I stripped them, one by soft one, from the long, supple stems. Stripped, soft, supple, sigh. Looking at you, I've lost count, but no going back. When I've finished, I'll close your eyes before I roll you in the thorns. Doves. With an epigram, beware of bird's nest above, sign on a door. The late March wind raises goose flesh on the man's arms. Looking up into the black eye of the mourning dove settled in its annual bed of stems and winter-browned leaves, he wonders how, if, the tiny brain perceives the chill. He holds his jacket closed with one hand, and with the other holds the door open for the woman he's with but separated from. Glancing down at the bare third finger of her left hand, where not so long ago sat a gold band, he says, "The damned birds do this better than us." "Do what?" she responds with the inflection of an unfinished argument's raw edges. "Mate for life," he finishes, and lets the door shut behind them. I love you, 1 and 2. 1. What more would you have me say? That I would die for you, slay dragons and fetch worlds? Would we either one believe it? Should I couch it in strange tongues or curl it in my mouth and sweeten it with accents, would your ears like the taste more? What if I were to signal it in those strange ways lovers use in books? Would you understand it more? I love you. What more would you have me say? 2. Yes, when the bills are paid and we nightly couple, and for paperback books from a San Clemente liquor store. Deanna in the afternoon. Lying on their bed in the afternoon, she meant only to sleep the August heat away. Making love wasn't on her mind any more than what to cook for dinner or get her mother for Christmas. Naked now, except for his hand on her thigh, waxed well by his sweat as well as her own, she's glad she said yes. Thank you all.